And she said, hey, your brother is peeing blood and he has diarrhea. My brother has congestive heart failure. I want to be honest with you and clear. He had open heart surgery when he was 3 years old. And you always think, that they're going to live a long life. If you have open heart surgery when you were 3, can you imagine? I think he had an issue with his valve. But let's fast forward. I got this phone call from a friend. She said, hey, your brother's being taken to the hospital. So as you know, I'm a driver's ed instructor, and I just want to share with you the journey of my brother, because we all need to talk to someone. We all need support. That is so important. And whenever you are facing with a severe crisis, you need to lean on people. And all of you are my community. I'm looking around as I drive. And it helps to talk to people, because when you are under severe stress like I am, you do really weird things. So I just wanted to share with you what's going on and how I'm coping with it. The one thing that I've learned when you schedule driver's ed, and I have 20 students, adults and teens, when you schedule driver's ed, you are making commitment, but also life comes, right? Doctor's appointments, things you have to do, emergencies. And some people are understanding, some people are not. So I'm trying to stay emotionally calm. And that's hard, because I'm going to be extra emotional and extra sensitive. I'm looking at a busy road. This is a Gratiot thoroughfare, and there are a lot of cars here. These cars and people aren't really concerned with what's going on in my life. I need to hold it together for my brother, for me, for his niece and nephew, okay? I'm the first boy in the family. My brother was the second boy in the family. We have a very close family. Unfortunately, my mom and dad passed at a young age. So I'm the oldest in the family, and you got to take on that responsibility. That's why driving is really important, okay? And he can't take care of himself. Over the last few days, I've bought a plastic liner for the bed. I bought underwear for people who are incontinent. And if you don't know what that means, you need to look that up. This is real and raw. And what I've learned from my mom, because she was a nurse, she would stay calm, right? And she would speak in a low tone, very meaningful. Guys, I am falling apart in the inside, okay? My wife can't drive me. My daughter can't drive me. I have to be strong for myself. I have to be strong for my brother. And usually these high stress times, you should not be driving. But I have to drive to St. John's, and he's there. And they don't know the history of him. He was in the group home for about 2 weeks. It's not really a good fit. I'm just being honest. He needs more care. What does this mean? The state is overwhelmed, okay? The state is overwhelmed. And it's hard. You want to lean on your wife, lean on your cousins. They all have their lives too. And what my dad taught me, rely on yourself, okay? And we are part of our mom and dad, okay? We're part of our mom and dad. And we have to be strong during these times. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to drive on the I-94 expressway. I'm going to try to stay calm, stay in the middle lane. I'm not going to do 80, 90, or 100. I'll get a ticket. That'll ruin my driver's ed endorsement. The officer may or may not care. Just because you have an emergency doesn't mean that you can drive any way you want. I want to be very clear about this. I'm getting on I-94 now. And now I'm accelerating. And unfortunately, there was a Durango doing about 80, so I had to pop it up to 80 real quick. Okay, I'm going to get over one lane to the left. So I'm telling you this Because why not talk about this when I'm under severe stress? To let other people know, I saw your video, it really helped me, right? I'm driving about 70. If I drive 10 miles over the limit, I'll be there a couple seconds. If I drive 20 over the limit, I'll be there a few more seconds. If I drive 100, do you understand that speeding is not the answer? Now, here's what's running through my mind. Is he still alive? Yes. He was urinating blood. My brother has kidney failure and congestive heart failure. This is real. And the one thing I've learned, and all of you need to learn, whether you're young or old, take care of your body. Take care of your mind. That's the most important thing. Because some of your best work may come when you're under severe stress. I'm under emotional severe stress. And we all have to work, okay? I'm an educator. I know you drivers here year round. You should know that by now about me. People are only understanding for so long. I'm being real with you. I don't know what any of you do who are watching this right now, but people are only understanding for so long. And then they're going to start complaining, okay? We take our health for granted. We take getting up, using the bathroom, getting up, walking, getting up, eating, interacting with people for granted. Because I've seen my health deteriorate some, and I've gotten better. I've seen my brother is 6'2". He used to weigh about 227, 230. He's 6'2", he is 171. He looks like a skeleton. And let's think about his core strength. He can barely walk. He doesn't really want to eat. And if he doesn't eat, he won't be here that much longer. So, again, he doesn't want me to feel sorry for him. He wants me to treat him like an adult. He may accept my help. He may not. When Fran called me, she said, your brother is peeing blood and he's having diarrhea. So by him being so weak and depleted, when you lose your electrolytes, I got to slow down here. You see the police. Imagine if I was doing 80 or 100. This officer will pull me over. Do you understand what I'm showing you? The officer may say, okay, I understand your emergency, but you're doing 100. The speed limit is 70. I'm doing 30 over the limit. He doesn't want to hear that. She doesn't want to hear that. So all I want to do is just lock in, drive at the speed limit, stay calm, try to stay out of trouble, not trying to be ultra sensitive, not trying to be ultra emotional, but realizing that we have a journey to go on. And as I teach more people, adults, how to drive, this is a gift that you have someone who's willing to teach you. You see this right there. And you're probably saying, they're going now, you can do 100. No, I'm not going to do that. Because if I get hurt, my wife still works. Who's going to provide for the family? And I'm not saying, oh, I'm a man and my wife can provide. No, I'm telling you the whole story. So if I am speeding out of my mind, crying, emotional, that's not going to do any good. But I'm really torn up in the inside. I'm really trying to just, keep my emotions. And even if I see blood on my brother's gown, because if you're peeing blood, that's a problem. And if talking to people who have congestive heart failure or kidney issues, you're like, I understand how you feel, Myles. And I'm just trying to stay about 70, stay smooth, and not fall apart mentally. Because I'm not saying you prepare for these things, but you prepare for these things. He's at St. John's. I have to just keep my mental focus. This is why, no matter what you do, guys or ladies, get the best job you can get good health benefits, and just save your money, take care of your family, take time off, because you know me, I'm a workaholic. And I took very little time off from school. And my principal said, wow, you didn't take a lot of days off. But I need it because I was burned out. And in this job, because I teach driver's ed, it's high stress. I'm not going to lie. You're teaching adults and teens. They're panicky. They're nervous. They forget left and right. They go too slow. They go too fast. They could crash. And a lot of you who watch this, you're like, man, this is deep. It is deep. And I'm just trying to find peacefulness in this curve. I'm trying to find peacefulness in this beautiful sky. I'm trying to speak truth to my brother. I don't know how he's going to be. He might be unconscious. He might be restrained to the bed because there were some issues before. He's not mentally here, right? It's a beautiful car. But again, I can't go 80, 90, or 100. And I'm trying to just hold this wheel so smooth because I know every quarter of a mile I'm getting closer to St. John's Hospital. I do know St. John's Hospital is a good hospital, but the medical team, and I don't know if they share data. Those of you who are here, if you are a doctor or a nurse, do hospitals share data? Are they on the same network? Right? Because I called, he is at St. John's. I called the wrong hospital because I was all messed up and nervous. And he is there. He is still in the emergency room waiting to get admitted. And what's incredible to me, someone is peeing blood and having diarrhea. They're losing electrolytes. They're basically, his system could shut down. And I know the last few days I went to see him, I did the right thing. I helped him take a shower. We got clothes for him. If he used the bathroom on himself, that's okay. We got him in the shower. I got his clothes in the bag. I took them home to wash them. That's my brother. You would do the same thing too. That's my brother. We bought food, water. He's got to stay hydrated. He's on like 10 different medications for his heart, blood pressure. Like, we all would lose our mind because who can handle that much medication? Okay? And so we got to have a pill tray. Hey, E, how are you? We're heading to St. John's Hospital off of Myles, my brother. The caregiver friend called me and said, hey, Myles, your brother is basically peeing blood. He's having diarrhea, and he needs to, thank you, E. Thank you, E. I will call you when I get to the hospital because I know you care. So I'm about halfway there. And if you care right now, put those prayers in because do the power of prayer. Okay? Yes, life be lifing. And he's not giving up yet, but he's 6'2". He weighs almost 172 pounds. He's like a skeleton. Okay? And there's so many moving parts to this, right? And yes, I want to pass this truck. Yes, I want to go faster. The truck's moving at 70. I just want to stay here and be smooth. If I get in the left lane, I'm going to have to go 80 or 90. I don't want to do that. Yes, I've been through a lot. You remember I had my brother on, I took him out to dinner. That was one of the happiest times of our life. And from there, he went downhill. And where he was living was not the best. I'm going to stay here in this lane. Yes, God will only put on what we can handle, right? And we bought him food over there. We bought him clothes, but basically he wasn't taking care of himself. There were other people trying to take his checks and taking advantage of him. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. Because when you have a person who is not able to take care of themselves, they're going to be preyed upon. And he had the wrong type of people over there. I would go over there and see him, and all his friends are doing other things that I know. He's got congestive heart failure. Why are you smoking cigarettes? Why are you doing this? But he's a grown man. You feel me? He's a grown man. So if he wants to make this decision, it makes me sad. I can't tell him, Marcus, stop doing this, stop doing that. Don't tell me what to do. I'm like, okay. No one else, none of his friends are coming over to see him. Okay, his phone is cut off. There's a lot of moving pieces. But I'm telling you this because a lot of you will be in this situation. We're one paycheck away, one bill away. That's why you have to kind of isolate yourself from the noise. You feel me? The noise are people who want to hold you down, hold you back. It could be girls, it could be a boyfriend who's trying to hold you down. Guys, it could be a girlfriend who it's not really your best interest. It could be a family member. I learned earlier on witnessing these things, and my mom taught me to be gracious and humble and loving. My dad told me to speak the truth. Don't be a yes man. I'm a family man. You got this right. I'm a family man, 100%. All this hard work I do is for my family, my son, my daughter, my wife. Okay? And I've showed you some pictures of them before. It's about family. And I tell you these things because it helps keep your mind off of some of the negative things. I have a very supportive principal. It's hard when you are at a job and they don't really care. Like, if you leave early, you're going to get in trouble. I'm like, I don't care. I'm leaving. Okay? Because you got to put your family first. Because anyone can be replaced. Real talk. So I understand this. And I always have a plan B. Like, I'm not getting upset because this car is merging out. I'm not going to take out my emotions on them. They do what they do. But these roads are dangerous. I don't think you guys understand. And the more I teach drivers here and realize it's a life skill. You can make it without driving. It's just you're going to have to depend on a boyfriend or a girlfriend or uncle or auntie, okay, or a ride share, because my son does that too. There's still a lot of people across the United States, and I just want to focus on that right now, who don't drive. And I know my bigger calling. And I'm just trying to stay chilled, be consistent. See, here's Maras. They're going to cut me off. Don't care right now. It's not worth the fight. It's not worth the emotion. And I'm trying to teach you guys to just stay safe, have that peace, have that balance. And that's what I'm learning. Enjoy the journey. I'm getting closer to my brother every second. And you can tell by my voice how it sounds. There's sadness in my voice. There's optimism in my voice. Because I don't want my brother to be in pain. He's urinating blood. He has diarrhea. He should be hooked up to an IV. Really. Because if you don't replace those floods, then his kidneys are going to go into failure. Okay? And then it's going to be huge. So I need to talk to my insurance agent. We got to get him some insurance. Like, this is serious. We got to get him some insurance, just enough to cover expenses. He could live another 16, 18 months. So I need to see my insurance agent on Monday just to get him a policy. He did have one, but his counsel due to non-payment. Okay, I got to look out for him. So we're at my Ross. I know a lot of you don't want to hear this. See the sign that says Henry Ford, right? And I got to go to the middle lane, and I got to keep it calm. You see the big sign that says Henry Ford Hospital? That's a guide sign. Okay? And the good thing is he's not that far from me, because the question is, do these hospitals share information? If a patient goes to another hospital, the computer should talk to each other. Okay? And one of you will go to hospital. You fell, you broke your arm, a concussion. So I'm just trying to stay calm. Guys, I'm ready to fall apart. I'm just trying to stay calm, breathe, keep hitting buttons, forgive me. We're going to be coming up to the hospital. And you see these signs, the hospital's on the left. You'll see a big building. It's really beautiful. And I got to find a parking spot, and I have his identification, because he loses his identification. He loses his debit card. So I have those. And, you know, I'm not the one that is using, I'm trying to, am I going the right way? Okay. And then I'm going to go through, see, here's the hospital. All right. I'm just trying to stay calm. Patient parking. Do I park in here? Emergency center, patient parking. Okay. I guess I'll go in here. Hopefully I'm going the right way. Okay. I'm bringing you in with me. You see it. There's a person in there. I'm trying to go in this spot right here. Right? And it's real. I'm right by the hospital. I'm not making this up. You see it. So my mental mindset, I want to stay calm. I have his identification. He could be bleeding. He should be on the IV. He might need to be restrained, because if he tries to run out, it's bad. So I just wanted to let all of you know that please keep my brother and me in your prayers. You got to stay calm when you drive. You've got to lock in. And I want to show you, this is adult emergency. It's real. So please give your prayers